What's going on? This is the Lighthouse, and I'm about to vent.
This is the vent, right? So I know you're like you're a real private person, right?
Yeah.
But we do kind of get like personal,
All
right?
right.
So I want to ask you things that you told me before, like you grew up in like you've been to like a group home growing up,
Yeah.
right? Do you mind me asking like how did you end up there?
All right. So when I was young, one of my friends in school, he came back and we was in school and he came back to me crying and shit. And I'm like, yo, what happened? And he said he went to the guidance counselor and the guidance counselor touched him. So, like, my mom's was always, like I said, she just was aware about everything. So she's like, yo, if anybody ever touch you, you let me know and shit like that. So I came back, I was kind of upset about this shit. Like, damn, they touched so-and-so. So I told my mom that she got upset about this shit. She came down to school, she started beefing about it and shit. Like, y'all gotta get rid of this motherfucker, you touching kids. This is like in the 90s before, like right now, it's like they have mad shit where they could protect kids from pedophiles, you know what I'm saying? But back in the day, it was kind of like, people could be around kids, they wasn't really checking and shit like that. So
Was it rampant?
it was very rampant, you know what I'm saying? So when she took me out of school, and then she wanted to put me in another school. But then I get to that school, there was a security guard that was touching kids, right? So she was like, fuck this. I'm not putting you in no school. I'm going to just homeschool you. So we have a library. You've been in the crib. You see all them books. I just would read books every day. You know what I'm saying? Read the dictionary, read autobiographies and shit like that. Read books about herbs and shit. And, but when you are in the system, like, when you are in the society, they need you to go to school. They want you to go to school so they can program you and shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't teach, and then if you try to teach, you gotta have your own curriculum and shit like that. So my mother was dealing with this shit for like months. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't in school. Like, she would take me to the museum every day. That was our shit. We go to the museum, I go and play. We go to the masjid, pray. Come back home, read books. I have comic books and shit. I have no television, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like all I could do was just get smart, you know what I'm saying? So that's called educational neglect when you don't send your kid to school. So because of that, she was trying to put me in schools like with rich kids like Dalton or Packer Collegiate downtown Brooklyn. She wanted me to get the best education and not deal with the public school system shit, you know what I'm saying? But she needed bread and we was on public assistance, so it was not like she could really, foot the bill for that shit. The tuition was crazy, you know what I'm saying? So it was like for the rich kids. So, they'll let me come in for like a month to see how the shit was, but they like, where the bread at, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kick me out. So she would try to show that she was actively looking for it, but after a while they was just like, nah, we taking them away, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up doing 3 years in a group home for that. I went, it was like from 10 to 13 I was in a group home. So I went upstate, and then I did most of my time in Staten Island.
Okay. And what's a group home like for people that's never been?
That shit was scary as a kid, man. It's just like, I was 10 years old. I'd never been away from my family ever. So it's like, the first thing they did, they put me with a foster family in Brownsville, and over there near Betsy Airport. I think it's Noble Drew Ali houses or whatever. Or I don't know if that's the name of it, but yeah, they put me over there, and I was there for like 2 weeks. It's like this lady just had kids just coming in, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, that was a hustle.
Foster home. Yeah, that's still a hustle.
Yeah, but it was different back then. They was getting bread, because one day she was like, all right, we're gonna go shopping. She took me to like, I'm thinking it may have been Roosevelt Field Mall, because I remember we got on the highway and we went east, and I'm just like, where the fuck is we? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was far, bro. And then she bought me like shirt. You know, I wanted the Jordans. She was like, nah, we not getting those. We gonna get these. It was like some Nikes though, but they wasn't the shit that I wanted to wear. Like Clinton Hill, we wore different type. We wore
It
the
was fly. It was fly. Clinton Hill was always fly.
Yeah, I was like, if I go around my way with these shits, they gonna look crazy. Yeah. My mother wouldn't approve of these, none of that shit. So
mom would like.
yeah. So it's like, so I had to just deal with it and whatnot. So you know, I went. After that, they let me see my mom's once. This whole time, she don't even know where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like, the stress they put on my mom's was fucking crazy. You know what I mean? So, they sent me to this spot upstate called St. Agatha, and it was like a diagnostic group home. So what that means is like you're going to be there for a short amount of time. So I go up there, and like I'm the youngest in the group home, but it was like co-ed, so there was like girls in there and it was boys, but boys stayed on one side, girls stayed on the other and shit. And that was tough because like, you know, these are kids who have like psychological problems, like their parents beat up on them, they went through real shit. All I did was my mom just took me out of school because I was trying to look out for my friend, and I just, you know, I did the right thing, you know what I'm saying? So I was up there and shit, and that's when I had to like really get tough, you know what I'm saying? I was a little kid, like I had my big brother, but I never was in a situation where I had to do all this fighting all the time, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like petty shit, like to be in a group home, it's just like just a bunch of like just upset people like that get petty over small shit. Like if I do something on my phone, then somebody else want to do something on their phone, it's like, damn, you fucking everything I do you want to do. Like it's just like the small shit bother you, and just like restrictions, like if one person do something, they don't fess up, then everybody get in trouble for this shit. It's just like, it's like it pretty much sets you up for like going to jail. You know
Yeah, it sounds like boot camp or jail.
Yeah. So once I left there, I went to Staten Island, and I was there for the most part. And it was just like I was in the room going with like 8 of the boys and shit. You know, that shit was it wasn't crazy. It's not like going to Spofford or some shit like that, like, or like these new spots where they got the jail cells and shit. It was like, you know, a house, and you know, we got our own rooms and sections and shit.